sorry. Yeah, so we got an email from Air Pets to say that the flight was cancelled. Not cancelled, but they're not having pets fly because we're having a heat wave here in the UK. So that they've got to move him. They were going to put him on the Monday flight. So I was like, hold up. Wait a minute. I then had to, obviously, there's no way. People kept saying, why don't you leave the dog? There is no way. My dad has offered me money for my dog. There is no amount of money that anyone could offer me for my dog. I love him with my whole heart, my whole heart. He is my best pal. He comes everywhere with me. He is attached to me, to my side. Wherever I am, he is not far. Whether I'm working at home, he's under my chair. Either way, the dogs, there's no way I'm not leaving the dog. So that was a no-brainer for me. No-brainer. Flight's got to be delayed. The ETA's not here anyway. We're gonna have to delay it. Is what it is. So obviously, other than me not wanting to leave the dog, there are other factors that go into it too. That's like, firstly, we are flying into Vancouver and then it's a 5-hour trip in the car back to where we're going to live. And my uncle's picking us up, so that means it's a 10-hour journey for him, 5 hours there and back. So if he had to do that for us and then a couple of days later had to do that for the dog, that's a 20-hour round trip. It's not feasible. Not feasible at all. So the answer's no, absolutely not. Didn't even enter my mind to consider it. But people were like, oh, maybe you should think. No, thank you. So the dog, I looked at flights. So I rang WestJet and I'm like, look, this is the situation. We've got to delay the flights. Can you tell me where I stand? Because when I took out the flights, when I bought the flights, I did get it's like Econo Flex, I think it's called, where there were perks to it. So I did pay extra. We got an extra bag each because we're just going with bags alone. We're not taking any furniture or anything like that. So we've taken 2 bags each, 2 big 23-kilo bags each. And then I paid extra for, should we need to change it or whatever. So done that, rang WestJet, and because I did it on the app and it was asking me for money. So I was like, that's weird. So I rang them up anyway and she was like, you have to pay a fee, like a $200 fee per person to change the flight. And whatever the difference is. So should there be a difference in flight price from what you paid to what you're gonna pay, when you move it, you need to pay the difference. If it's less, we will credit you back. So I was like, sure, no problem. What I'll do then, I'll call you back. I'm just gonna go online, see what the flight prices are, blah, blah, blah. Had a little bit of a look. So Airpets said they'll put him on the Monday flight, this Monday coming, which I think is the 12th, 13th, 14th, 16th, I think it is. 15th maybe. And the flights for us, so we paid a high price. I'm not gonna lie, we paid a high price for our flights because of the time of year. It was the height of the tour, tourism. See, it's summer, it's the big season. Do you know what I mean? So we did pay a lot. We paid about, for all 4 of us with the extra bags, I think it came to about 2,600 or 700, I think it was. I'll have to check, but it was the high end of $2,000 anyway. Nearly $3,000. So I had a look. Monday's flight was about 3,700 for all 4 of us. So I would have had to pay that extra £1,000 difference. So I'm like, no, absolutely not. So then I'm not sure, I don't know if I've mentioned this in my videos before, but we were originally, before we booked the flights, we were originally looking at possibly booking for the 31st of August. That was one of my dates that I had saved on my thing that we were gonna, potentially book for. Jordan is impatient. He just wants to get out there. He's not here for waiting around. So he was like, no, I'm not doing it. Kind of like a child, if I'm honest. I'm going to put it out there. He was. because if we had waited 2 more weeks, so we say we paid 2,500 for flights alone, for example. 2 weeks later, the flights were, I think it was about 1,400. Jordan did not want to wait, so you know, we did it anyway. And if we waited 2 weeks after that, they were even less. I think they were about 800 quid, but he wouldn't have it. He was like, no, I want to get there. And obviously we had to take other things into consideration too, such as getting Libby settled for school. Ideally, I wanted her to get settled in the summer, so throughout August, so when the new term starts in Canada in September, she could start. It's not the end of the world, but ideally that's kind of what I was hoping for. So that kind of drove us to do it earlier than the 31st anyway. So anyway, I've looked at the flights, and the best flight prices were the 26th and the 31st. 31st was even cheaper, but again, Jordan doesn't want to wait. Don't get me wrong, neither do I. I want to be there. So we've gone for the 26th. After an hour and a half on the phone to WestJet, an hour and a half on hold, like when we were talking, she did all the stuff, and then she was like, I'm just going to put you on hold. She was on hold for an hour. I don't know what she was doing, but we was on hold for an hour. And I got a text this morning from the phone company to say, oh, you've overspent this month. £286 that phone call cost me. Yeah, that was hard to read this morning. I was furious, but it is what it is. However, bonus, we paid less for the flight, so we got credited. She then refunded us for our bags, put it in like our WestJet account. Like you get like it's like air money, I guess. It goes onto the account, and then instead of refunding me, because obviously it was in dollars, we paid in pounds, it was a whole thing. So she put it back in the account and took a payment for the thing, but then paid us £200 back, basically. So hopefully that'll pay for the flipping phone bill. If I don't laugh, I'll cry. Yesterday, I laid in bed for about 2 hours. I just could not. I didn't have it in me to get up. Even though I will not put my dog at risk in any way. If it is not good for him to fly, we ain't flying. Let me assure you. So it was a no-brainer for me. It wasn't even like, no, we're not going. No, we'll go with the dog. So that kind of made it easier. So it wasn't like, oh, the ETA stopped us. So the dog, it was the dog really, but we still don't have the ETA. So now the plan is, we spoke to our recruitment lady from the company that Jordan's got a job with, and she said that obviously, I like I say, you might have seen it on my Instagram, there is a few other applicants that are going through the same thing. They're still waiting, blah blah blah, and to reapply again. So I've reapplied again. I am hoping, I'm praying that does not like overtake the one that I've already done, like from the 20th, because should that be the case, we're kind of starting again, which I will be freaking livid. I will be livid if that is the case. But yeah, so we've done it again anyway. I've linked it up. They've asked me for the police report. I've sent it off. However, talking to a girl today on my Instagram page, Sophie, I think I mentioned earlier, she's been absolutely wonderful, bless her. She's messaged me just saying like, we were going through the same thing with the ETA, blah, blah, blah. Ours got sent to the mission office, which I've not heard of that yet. Other than when we got the email, I tried to Google it. I had no idea what it meant. I didn't know what it meant. So she explained it. So you're now, basically, if, this is from what I understand, if you have a charge, which don't get me wrong, Jordan's charge, he is nothing bad. It's nothing bad at all. Back in his 20s, he got into a bit of a scuffle after a night out. Like he wasn't charged with anything. Like he got like a community service. I think he was charged. He had like 7 weeks totally suspended. So obviously he got no time in prison or anything, but he had to pay a fine and he had to do like some unpaid work, like community service, back in his 20s, which is not 10 years yet. I think it's 8 years ago. So I don't know if that's what's causing the hold up, because Canada will try and find the equivalent of their law to our law. So whatever charge you've been charged with, they will try and find the equivalent of that in Canada. And if they can't find one, they'll send it back to the London Immigration Office for them to... I don't really know what they do when they've got it. Anyway, so the file's been sent to the London Immigration Office. I have now emailed the London Immigration Office again saying our flight is tomorrow. Like, stop pissing me about. The thing is, obviously, I've seen a lot of people saying they've been waiting weeks. Sophie, she's been waiting months. And Sophie said to me today, like, don't worry. Like, you've got your flights booked. She says, I have seen other people with flights booked get theirs a lot quicker. She says, but we just haven't got ours yet. So this is causing me severe stress. I'm not going to lie, it is stressing me. The dog is now rebooked on for our date again. We've rebooked everything. The dog's all booked on. But yeah, it's just now back to the ETA again. And it's really sucks because it's kind of ruined the last days with our family and things like that. Like, you know, running up to the flights, you want to be really excited and you want to do all these things, like, and just be really happy and like, oh my God, like, this is so exciting. That's kind of been stripped from us, I'm not going to lie. Like, we have been in angst, we've had anxiety, we have been like, oh, honestly, it's been a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. It's just... what do you do? What can I do? I mean, we've done everything we can. I've reapplied again. I've sent another email today. I am going to try and call the London Immigration Office if there is a number for me to call. Obviously, the severity of the situation, though, and I think this should be taken into consideration by them, is if they say 72 hours, we would expect 72 hours, you know? It has also been mentioned as well, obviously, with like COVID, there's delays, and obviously the Ukraine refugees, they're taking priority and things like that, which, yeah, look, I get it. However, my family on our homeless, like, we've left our home, we've sold everything we own so we could fly, and you're taking the piss, really. You're taking the absolute mick. You're not getting back to us. You're not doing, you know, like, what... do you know what I mean? Like, it's just... someone, get back to me. Like, yeah, so it's been an absolute flipping nightmare. The whole thing, obviously, moving out of the house, that was... oh. I have this... I never said this before, but I've had this really unhealthy thing where... and other people might have it. You know, like, when you're younger... your mum's house was always tidy. So, you know, if anyone ever came around, the house was always spotless. I now have this unhealthy standard that the house has to be like as if people don't live in it. And if it's not, I feel like my brain is chaotic inside my head. I feel chaotic, like things aren't right, and I get real stressy and a real aggy. And obviously moving out, I'm like, oh, I need to redecorate, I need to empty the house, I've got to scrub every cupboard, scrub on every nook and cranny everywhere. Obviously, I know you're meant to clean, like, when you leave anyway, and a lot of people are like, babe, we would never do that, but I was like, oh, I have to do that, I cannot. So I redecorated the whole house. I mean, I didn't go out and buy anything, but yeah, I did. I had all the paint left over of what I'd already decorated, so I went and repainted everything, so that was really stressful. And then I cleaned everywhere. I tried to shampoo the carpets, but the carpet shampoo thing, the carpet cleaner wouldn't work. But yeah, so the house, we moved out, it was horrendous. And I mean, every room that we gutted felt like we just weren't getting anywhere. I felt like I was emptying that house for weeks. And I was getting rid of it for weeks, and it was a killer. It was hot, it was stressful. We had no help either. Like, no one really helped us. No one offered any help. That was a bit crap, but yeah. So all the other bits, I sold some stuff. The rest of it, I took it to a car boot. That was a whole drama. So you might have seen the video on my Instagram of my friends. They did like me a leaving party on a Saturday. The car boot was on a the Sunday, and I got slightly drunk and was throwing my guts up from 6 a.m. I had to get up for the car boot at 6 a.m. As soon as I opened my eyes, I was throwing up for about 2 hours. I had to go. I had to get up. So later than expected, I got up at 8, went, packed the car, put everything in the car with my friend, my best friend Zoe. She helped me as well, and we packed it all up in the rain, got there, got lost, and when I finally found it, it was closed. It was not on. It slightly drizzled at about 7 o'clock. But they closed the car boot. So I was like, what am I going to do? I was absolutely lost my mind, thinking I've got no way of getting rid of this stuff. However, I had 1 week left. So I thought, right, well, that's the week I'm going to have to go. So my other best friend, Jade, she helped me. Thank God. We went to the car boot. It was so funny. Like, we were... Obviously, at first, we were a little bit quiet. You don't know what do you charge people? I wish I'd have just gone and said £1 for everything. Give me £1, take it all. And not for everything, but £1 an item, do you know what I mean? I didn't know I've never done a car boot before. It was hot. It was tough. It was a tough one, but we had fun. And by obviously, we got there at like 6. By time it got to 11:30, 12, we still had stuff left, and we're like, there, people are leaving. Like, who goes to a car boot at 12 o'clock? Well, at this point, we're like, 10p a book, 10p this, 10p a top, 10p clothes. Honestly, I was like, I needed to get rid of it. So we got rid of pretty much a lot. I think we made like £100 from it, and then I just, whatever was left, I just had to take to the tip. So there was nothing of great importance or great value there. However, I did sell my freaking wedding shoes for, I'm almost certain I sold them for 50p. That hurts. It hurts me. It hurts my soul. Because I was in such a stress. And when she picked them, I was like, oh yeah, you can have them. She held them with such disregard. Like, she was just swinging them around by the strap. And I was like, they are my wedding shoes. And she was like, ah. Livid. Made me so mad. I wish I'd have ripped them off her and be like, give me them back. Well, don't get me wrong, they didn't, I got them from Boohoo, so they didn't cost me a lot. But, do you know what I mean? Be nice to my wedding shoes. Hold them with a bit of respect. But she didn't, anyway. So, yeah, I think, well, I didn't sell them with a bit of respect, did I? But, what can I do? We move. Or do we move? Yeah, so I'm a bit all over the place with... Are we going to get there? Well, we are. I know that we're going to get there. This is the way I see it. I feel like I'm a very spiritual person, right? I don't know if I believe in God or whatever, but I believe in something, right? The universe, I believe in 100%. Like, with my whole heart, I believe there's always something out there. Listen, it's to my heart, honestly, from my heart. Manifesting, speaking to the universe, I do it. And I just think this is the way in my head that I have registered, taken in the information, and basically it's this. Sometimes I think that the universe is looking out for you even when you can't see it yourself. You can't see it in front of you. You can't see what it's protecting you from. And I think the universe protects us in so many ways that we're not even aware. But I think throughout this whole journey, I have manifested all sorts of things. And every single time the universe has answered me, and it has given me exactly what I've asked for. And I have been grateful. I have showed gratitude. I have done everything I can to be a wholesome, spiritual, wonderful person. And when this ETA thing didn't come, when this whole ETA thing came up, should I say, God, I cannot tell you. I'm pretty sure one night I even fell asleep like this. Please bring his ETA. We need the ETA tomorrow. I was doing it in my head out loud. Anytime I was on my own, I was like chanting, the ETA will come. I was chanting in the car to myself. I know, I must sound like an absolute psychopath. I'm not, I swear. I'm trying to stay positive. And I just think with the whole situation, everything, like I say, everything that I have manifested for or put out to the universe, it has come back to me. Honestly, many times in this last 8 months. And I was really putting it out there. And to not even have like a slight update, that was like, oh, okay, that's weird. But then as soon as I got the email about the dog, I thought, that's not one thing trying to stop us from going on that day. That's two things. If I don't listen to the universe when it's talking to me or trying to show me something, it's not going to work. Do you know what I mean? You've got to listen. You've got to look out for these signs. And I think there's a thing that always sticks with me. I know it's kind of really somber and a bit depressing, but obviously the whole tragedy that happened at the Twin Towers all them years ago, I remember seeing a thing online where there was so many people that something got in their way of their normal routine for them going to work or being in that area that day, such as their alarm clock not going off, or missing the bus, or the toaster burnt the toast, or a child was sick, or whatever it was, prevented those people going to where they would go every day and would have had something not intervened. And I feel like it's just resonated with me, and it's always kind of stuck with me. If something is meant to be, it will be. It will find a way to you, no matter what it is, or no matter how or where or when. It will. If it is coming, it will come. You just have to be patient and trust the process. And that is where I'm at right now. I think something, whatever reason it may have been, I wasn't supposed to be on that flight tomorrow. My family was not meant to be on that flight tomorrow. My sister-in-law is about to have a baby. Her due date is on Monday. So in like 5 days time, we now may get a chance to meet our little nephew, which honestly, I could cry. I really could cry, because that would just, the thought of leaving without meeting him was just, it was a lot. You know, just not getting the chance. But God, I'm not emotional, but yeah, it was. So that alone was a chance to meet him would be amazing. So I'm really hoping that comes through. And then my stepmom, she suffers really badly with some, she has like Crohn's, and she has some medical conditions that really have been taking it out of her the last few months. She's been in a hospital for maybe a week to 10 days at a time, every month for the last 9 months, due to this condition that she has. And she's awaiting surgery. They've not been able to do surgery because she's not been well enough, but she's not getting well enough because she keeps going into hospital. So it's a vicious cycle that's been completely harrowing. And it's she missed our wedding day, which was just devastating. Like, it seems every time there's something really special, she's taken away as well. So she's in hospital. Like 3 days ago, we came back from dinner with friends, like a goodbye dinner, and yeah, we pulled up to an ambulance outside. So I ran in, and it was awful. She'd been ill all day, and we kind of knew it was coming, but it really wasn't nice. It wasn't nice to see it all. Just to see her like that was awful. So she's in hospital, and she was obviously heartbroken about the whole thing, not being able to be there with us, and because they're driving us down, staying in a hotel with us in London. So she was like, I'm gonna miss it all. So we now may get the chance. She's going to come home in a few days, so we still might get the chance to do all of that. So that's another bonus, another silver lining. And then this morning, my nana, my dad had a call. My nana had collapsed, so I mean, she's an ambulance came. She's been taken into hospital this morning, like an hour ago. They've checked her over. She's fine, but her heartbeat is it like misses a beat, so they want to take her in. Obviously, there's this heat wave today as well, so I don't know if maybe she just got a bit hot or she'd not had enough to eat or something. But it was really quite early in the morning. But oh God, if I'd have left this morning and then got a call that my nana had collapsed, like that would have just been. It would have been horrendous. So again, I'm glad that I'm here. All these things, I feel like the universe is making sure that I don't miss these things, you know. So yeah, I'm sorry, I get a little bit. It's obviously just, it's all been a bit emotional. The kids have found it a little bit difficult. Obviously, little Jax, he's 3. And oh God, I can't stop crying now. He's 3, and we've been staying obviously at my dad's house, which he loves. He loves being at my dad's with his granddad. He loves it, and with his nana Mares. Obviously Mares is in hospital now, but he woke up a few times in the night, just like hysterically crying. It's like he wants to go home, like he doesn't quite what he wants. I mean, every time if we drive past our old house, he's like, that's my home, I want to go home. And I'm not, my heart, honestly, it breaks. But I just think I've expected a little bit too much from them. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's been absolutely fantastic in the day. He loves playing, he's having a great time. Libby, I think my daughter Libby, she's having these moments of, obviously she's at that age now where she's going through big girl things and her emotions are all over the place, and yeah, we butt heads a little bit, but I think with this, obviously I'm stressed, she's stressed, we're all stressed, and then she'll talk to me like a fool, and then I'm like, why are you talking to me like that? And then we clash. But I can't take away from the fact that she is an amazing kid, and yeah, I'm so proud of both of them. So proud of both of them. I told her yesterday she was at a friend's sleepover when I got the information, and I told her yesterday when I picked up her friend that, oh, the flights have been delayed. Her face, she was like, what? I was like, I'm so sorry, babe. We're going to have to do it this day, blah, blah, blah. The heat wave, it's too hot for Marley. And she's like, have I got to go back to school? So I'm like, no. She's like, okay, it's all right. As long as I don't have to go back to school, I can cope with this. I said, why? She said, because I've told all of my friends that I ain't got to do my SATs. I'm going to Canada and they've got to do their SATs. So me going back and doing my SATs ain't going to look good for me, is it? I was like, okay, no, you are not going back to do your SATs, you're okay. So yeah, that is pretty much my update at the moment. I will, please keep an eye on the Instagram page. I'll try and do little videos. Obviously, it is hard to do my vlogs at the moment. I haven't really got an area to do them or whatever, but yeah. I will do what I can. If I can't do a vlog, hopefully my next vlog will be saying we've got the ETA, we're going. Touch wood. Touch wood. That is exactly what's going to happen. The universe is hearing me. It will get me there on the 26th of August. 26th of August is when we're flying, and the ETA will be with us before then. And I need all of you to manifest that as well for me, because I need it. I need it. Canada is waiting for me. It's waiting for us all. We've got so many plans. Yeah, so hopefully my next vlog will be me telling you that I've got them, or I'm already in Canada. Hopefully. And keep an eye on the Instagram page. I will, if I can do little videos like I have done on already, just little updates, I will also do them. All right, thanks for catching up, guys. See you soon.